Hello, friends. How's everyone doing today? Hey, guys, come on in. Hey, all y'all, how are we doing today? Good morning. Hey, all y'all, good morning, good morning. How we doing? Hi, guys. Oh, my goodness. We've got 2 more days till July. Where is the summer going? That is crazy. Good morning, all y'all. How we doing today? Come on in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing today? Hello. Hi, guys. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you sell and tell us how long you've been in business. Good morning. We got a Nana in the house. I love that. Good morning, Patty. How are you? Hello, my friends. I know it is going fast, isn't it? It is crazy. Good morning, all y'all. How we doing? Hello, my friends. Good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing today? Hello. Good morning, guys. Come on in. Good morning, all y'all. How we doing today? Hello from Indiana. Hi, Stacy. How are you? Hello, Lisa from Virginia. Honey, that's amazing. I love that, Stacy. That's way cool. Good morning, guys. Come on in. How we doing today? Hello. Hi, Jennifer. Hello from South Carolina. How are you? Good morning, all y'all. How we doing today? Come on in and say hello. Good morning, all y'all. How's everyone doing today? Good morning, Mary. Watching from Idaho. Lila Rose in the house. Jordan Essentials. I love it. Mary Kay. Crystal, my beautiful friend. How are you? Gloria, how are you? Nicole, how are you? Janet, how we doing? Good morning, my friends. Okay, for a lot of you, it's afternoon. It is 9 a.m. here. Good morning, Andrea. How are you? Good morning, Jennifer. Sorry, we got started just a little bit late. We were dealing with some technology stuff. Thank you for your patience. Good morning. Hello, Bob. How are you doing today? Miss Chisholm, let's see. Good morning, Rachel. How are you? How is everyone? Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you sell. And tell us how long you've been in business, you guys. We have some really, really fun things to share with you today. We have a brand new class we're starting. Good morning, Joyce. How are you? Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? Good morning, Miss Sandra. How are you, my friend? Good morning, good morning, good morning, Joanna.
Joyce, how are you?
So excited to see so many of you, you guys. This is going to be such a good day. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you're selling. Tell us how long you've been in business. Oh, really, Jennifer? Oh, that's interesting. Hello from London. So glad to have you here. That's fantastic. Stamping Up in the house. That's amazing. I love that. Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing today? All right. Hello, Wendy, Sandra, how we doing? Nicole. All right, guys. I am so excited. Okay. So thank you for the stars. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. You guys are amazing. Okay. So I got to know a couple important things, but before we get any farther, want to make sure that there's a couple things that you do. First of all, you need to comment #Queen. #Queen. We want to make sure you're getting our goodies today. Now, we have created 20 images for you to use for social media posts to help you get more people to your vendor events, okay? And to get those, you have to comment #Queen. Good morning, Teresa. How are you? So this is always, any live that I do stays here on Facebook for 30 days. Okay? Any live I do stays here on Facebook for 30 days. So you absolutely can come back and watch. Felicia, good morning. Oh my goodness, sending lots of prayers, Felicia. Sending lots of prayers, Alicia. Ooh, quilts. Tea towels. Oh, I love that. All right, guys. So make sure you comment #Queen. #Queen, okay? And then, you guys, I'm going to do something Porter doesn't even know. So, you guys, when I am talking, I can't read at the same time. So you'll see that sometimes when there's replies to your comments, if some of it's automated, you'll kind of get what's automated. You'll see everybody gets the same response. But when you ask a specific question and you get a reply back to it in text, that is my assistant. And my assistant is Porter, who is also my very handsome, amazing, brilliant son. Okay? So everybody say good morning, Porter. Porter, tell everybody good morning.
Hello, everyone.
And so you just, when I'm talking, you'll see that he's helping with that kind of stuff. Okay? But here's something that Porter doesn't even know yet. I am going to do one-on-one. It will be an hour with someone today who has a booth. And I'm going to give you some key points and tips specifically for your booth for one person who shares this out. Now, there's a couple things you have to do when you share it, okay? So you're going to go down below. You're going to hit the share button. But when you hit the share button, the thing that you have to do is hit the @sign, okay? And then it will bring up, it'll say like top fans or followers or highlights. Make sure you do that and say, come join us for some awesome free vendor event tips. Okay, so click on the share button, share that out. I'm going to be picking one person here at the end. Now, if we have a total of 50 shares, when we have a total of 50 shares, I will pick 2 names. Okay, so you can share multiple times. You can share it into groups. You can share it onto your profile. You can share it with specific friends, all kinds of things you can do. Okay. Good morning, Felicia. All right. So when you hop on in, make sure that you tell us where you're from. Tell us what company or business you are with or what you're selling, and tell us how long you've been in business. Okay. All right. And we're so excited. We're partnering with ScentShare today. We're going live on their page too. So if you're a ScentShare fan, make sure you comment ScentShare. We love some ScentShare. You're going to be getting our free images through their website. So make sure you've commented hashtag queen to get that. Okay, hashtag queen.
It's so fun to see so many different products and businesses and the cool things that you're doing. I'm so excited for this one-on-one that you guys are going to, two of you are going to get to do. This is going to be so fun.
Hashtag queen. Doesn't look like it's going to let me put the text on top.
Really? That's interesting.
All right. Oh, thank you, Marie. Mary, when you have shared, you need to comment hashtag revolution. Hashtag revolution. Because they're helping to start a revolution. Oh, you're okay, Sandra. So you're going to do the @ sign and whatever Facebook lets you do the @ sign at. So it might be like @followers. It might be at highlight, might be at top fans. Okay. So you can share that on your personal profile. You can share that in groups, all kinds of places. Awesome, Teresa. Nice, Kimberly. Holistic wellness. Okay, very cool. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, guys. So I got to know. Okay, this is so important. So I've got to know from all of you, because today we're talking about vendor events. So tell me, okay, how many, okay, let me start over. I want to first know, when you do vendor events, are you more likely to do an outdoor event or an indoor event? Okay, so I want you to comment indoor or outdoor, okay? So which kind of events do you do the most? Jennifer, thank you. Nana, thank you. Andrea, welcome from Mary Kay. Kimberly, thank you. You guys, we appreciate you so much spreading the love. Okay, make sure you keep hitting share. We want to get to those 50 shares. All right, and then also comment hashtag queen to get your freebies. You guys, we have 20 images made for you. Look, I'll even give you a glimpse of what they look like. You guys, they're so good. You want to see these 20 images you're going to be getting? Okay, I'm going to flip this camera around just so you get kind of an idea. So they're here stored in ScentShare for you to access. Okay. And so if you see here, look how good these images are. They look so amazing. They're all kind of images that you can promote. And so there's a couple different styles here, depending on what fits your personality, that kind of thing. All right. All kinds of images there for you. All you got to do is comment hashtag queen. Hashtag queen, and you will get the link for those images, and you'll get our tips on how to get more people in your booth, how to get people to buy more per person, and then how to get people to buy after the event. Okay. So we've got a mix of indoor and outdoor events. Okay, awesome. Okay, now I want to know this. Which type of events are you more likely to do? Do you do more like summer, like the outdoor kind, well, we're talking about outdoor, indoor, but are you more likely to do events that are summertime, or are you more likely to do events that lean towards that holiday season? Or are you all year long? Okay. So comment all year long. If you are like, I just do them all the time. If you're more of a summertime person, comment summer. if you're more of that traditional fall, winter, comment holiday. Okay. Family friendly. I love that. That's a really good one to go with. Love, love, love that. Amy's doing both. Comment all year long if you're all year. Okay, fall and spring, Jennifer says, all year long. Ooh, good to know. Keep telling me. And if you've just jumped on, make sure you tell us where you're from, what you sell, and how long you've been in business. Lisa's doing them all year long. Mary's doing them all year long. Nice. Okay, cool. Very good. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, you guys. Now let me. So many questions I could ask. Okay, so let me ask you this: how many of you? Okay, this is a big loaded question. Okay, you've got your events. And you have people come and they buy stuff, they take it home, okay? And then you have other events that people could come and buy more stuff, get their, if you're a consumable product. Ooh, let me know that. Okay, let me ask you this first. Is your product something that's consumable? That means they buy it, they use the whole jar, they eat it all, they burn the whole candle or melt the wax, okay? Is your product, or maybe you do baked goods. That's very consumable, right? Are you doing baked goods, consumable goods, or are you doing products that it might be a home decor thing? So it's like, you get it, you hang it on your wall, you're not eating it, right? Are you doing something like clothing or jewelry, okay? Where they might want more of it, but they might be more likely to buy it as a gift, or something like that. Okay, so are you consumable, or are you, I'm going to call it a staple. Like, I don't think that's the word I want.
Forever product.
Let's call it forever. You can hang on your wall forever. Okay, so consumable or forever product. Okay. So consumable or forever product, which one are you doing? And you can tell me what you're doing. Like if it's a baked good, say baked good consumable. If it's a forever product, comment home decor forever. Maybe the thing is, here's one that's like in between, like a birthday card. Would you call that a forever or a consumable? I think that's a consumable because you need more of those. Consumable skincare. Okay.
We have Jennifer Vincent. She's entertainment. Think clown, magician.
Ooh.
Entertainer.
Okay, well, I would say that's consumable because you can only use it on one day and you need it again for another event. Okay. All right. Partially consumable. Yeah, a lot of you kind of have half and half. That happens. That definitely happens. Okay. All right. So now, one other thing I want to ask is this, okay? When you do events, are you going like to the same like farmer's market every weekend and you like do the same event over and over again where people like know to come every week and find you? Or are you always looking for new events? You're doing totally different things, different people put them on, and maybe you're even traveling to different cities, okay? So comment consistent if you're doing the same event, it just like happens every Saturday or maybe the first Saturday of every month or something like that. Comment consistent if you are doing events that are always by new sponsors or new hosts, okay? Comment variety, okay? Comment variety if you are doing them different ones. And if you do some of both, comment both. So you might have the first Saturday of every month, you do this farmer's market, but then the other 3 weeks, you go different places, okay? You have a following, Nancy? I love that. You have a few you repeat, okay? Some of both. Awesome. Okay. And then let me know how frequently you're doing events. Are you doing them weekly, monthly? Let's just ask this. Okay, so it's going to be between 1 and 4. On a monthly basis, okay, on a monthly basis, how many events do you do? Okay, on a monthly basis, do you do one? And if you're only doing like one per quarter, maybe once every 3 months, comment quarterly. But how many times are you doing them per month? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times? How many times a month are you doing your events? Okay? All right. So, I have some really good information from you guys. Some of you are doing both. Some of you are doing variety. Okay, awesome. All right, so I want to know. So, I'm going to tell you 10 different options here. Listen real quick. You tell me which of these you're most likely to be doing. Okay? And I'm super, super excited for this. You guys, this is going to be so good. Okay, now, let me know this. Do you have a desire to do sales outside of your vendor days? Okay, so now that could be like on a Wednesday at 5 p.m. You are in a parking lot and people come and they come to your event. Okay, it could be that kind of thing. All right, and you just come to a parking lot and people pick up. Or it could be you ship things, or it could be people come to your house, or it could be all kinds of things, okay? If you want to sell outside the windows of your vendor event, okay? So if you want to do sales in addition to just during your vendor event, say, heck yeah, okay? If you want to get sales outside of the days of your event, I want you to just hoop and holler, heck yeah, hit the heart button, okay, if that is a priority, okay? All right, I'm going to check on something real quick. Give me just 1 second here. Okay.
As she's doing that, I'll give you a quick update. We're at 28 shares out of the 50, so we're over halfway, so keep sharing. So
keep sharing, guys.
Second
if you haven't shared yet, make sure you hit the share button. Make sure you put the @ sign and so it clicks on like followers or top fans, okay? And then you want to say, hey, come join us for some free vendor event training, all right? Yep. So if you all share one more time, we're going to hit over that 50 and we'll get 2 names I'll do a one-on-one with. Okay?
Let's do this.
All right, awesome. Okay. So I want to know which of these events do you go to the most often? Okay. So do you go to vendor events? Do you go to farmers markets? Do you go to craft fairs? Do you go to festivals? Do you do like county, state fairs? Do you do like trade shows or expos? Are you doing like holiday bazaars? Or more like community events. Like you may have a 4th of July weekend event you're doing this weekend, okay? Which of those types of events do you do the most often? Okay. All right, now, I'm going to share just a little story with you, okay? So in case you don't know who I am, my name is Michelle Hess-Withers, okay? And I have been doing business, you guys will laugh when I tell you this, but it's 100% true. I have been doing some sort of sales literally since I was in the 1st grade, okay? I love sales. I love talking to people. I love helping people get products that make their life better, okay? I mean, I absolutely love it. I went door to door selling Christmas cards, even in the 1st grade. I have literally always done sales, okay? Now, let's fast forward to... I have 2 tiny babies, okay? I live in North Dakota. So I want to know how many of you, has anybody lived in North Dakota? Comment lived ND if you've ever lived in North Dakota. If you've driven through or been on some sort of, road trip or reason to go through North Dakota, and no going to the, what is it called? The monument. Mount Rushmore doesn't count because that's South Dakota. Let me know if you've ever been in North Dakota, okay? So North Dakota is very, very sparse, okay, for population. It's about 90 miles between 90 to 100 miles between every city. And it is very spread out. It's very, there's not a lot of, the population's very low. I lived in a town with 16,000 people is all. Over half of them were retired. And I was selling scrapbook supplies, okay? And there were several other gals selling that in the same tiny town, okay? I had 2 babies when I signed up. I had a 2-year-old and a 2-week-old. I'm not even kidding you, okay? So I had 2 tiny kids, and I really, really wanted to get to know people better. And we had only lived there it had been about a year and a half at that point, okay? So I hadn't lived there very long, and September 11th had happened just a few weeks before that. Because, September 11th happened just a few weeks after that. You guys, we hit 50. Nice job, guys. Okay. So Sherry's driven through. Okay. So y'all know it's very sparsely populated. So what I did, you guys, this was so exciting. I started finding vendor events I could go to. I don't know if y'all remember this, but there's a thing called the Taste of Home. I don't know if they still do it. But Taste of Home was this really fun cooking show, okay? And the booths were kind of expensive. They were a couple $100s. And you would go, and these were all people, and it was kind of short because people would come early and they would go through the booths before the actual cooking show. So we only had like maybe 2 hours to talk to them. But these were people, these were women. I knew this was my target audience because I was selling scrapbook supplies, because I was preserving memories, because we were crafting. A lot of people who like to cook like to craft, okay? So that's where my journey started with doing booths and expos, okay? And I learned how important it was to have a reason for people to come into my booth and talk to me, to get their contact information, and then to follow up after, okay? And I'm going to be telling you some stories about some awesome success that I have had and other people have had. But in that time I was in North Dakota, I did booths anywhere from Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, all kinds of places, okay? I did oodles and oodles and oodles. Now, if you're just hopping on, make sure you tell us hi. Comment #Queen if you haven't had a chance to get our free goodies. And make sure you tell us where you're from, what company you were with, or what you sell, and how long you've been in business, okay? All right, so I'm going to be explaining to you exactly who this training is for, because seriously, you guys, this is going to be a game changer, okay? So anyone who's doing vendor events, okay? This could be jewelry or accessories. This could be any kind of clothing, boutique, any kind of fashion. It could be beauty, skincare, could be spa products, things that are self-care products, candles, home fragrance, any home decor things at all. Any kind of crafting, hands-on projects, any kind of food. Whether you're selling things that are preparing food, or you're a service that helps menu prepare, or you're selling your baked goods, okay, anything food, okay? Any sort of art, anything that just like is visually stimulating, okay? And then also any kind of health and wellness, whether it's a product, whether you have a service, whether you take on private clients, or anything family oriented, okay? Things for kids, things for pets, anything like that, okay? So those are the kinds of businesses that this training is perfect for. So make sure you tell me which of those you're in, okay? Love that. Okay, so here's the thing that I want to help you understand, okay? All the time that I was doing vendor events, one of the things that was a huge thing that was really challenging is that there are expenses, both money and time-wise, with regards to vendors, okay? And I want to make sure that you are maximizing every second that you were there, every dollar that you invest, and that you know for sure that you're going to make money, and you're not just going to make money the day of, but you're going to make money for a month after, 3 months after, a year after, multiple years after. Okay, that's so important to me. But knowing how to do this, knowing what to implement before the booth starts, before the event starts, is critically important, okay? And I want you drawing people into your booth. I want your booth to be the busiest. I want people to walk by and go, why are there so many people in that booth? What's going on in there that people are having so much fun? What makes people like, I want your booth to be like a giant magnet, okay? If you want more people in your booth, I want you to comment the word magnet, okay? I want your booth to be this booth that like draws people in. People are meeting each other. You're having conversations. You're getting their contact information. You know how to sell it for them, to them over and over again after the event, okay? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there is a system for this, and you are experts in the thing you do, okay? I know you come into your booth, you have it set up really cute. You have your table, you have your branding, you have your great shelving, you have all that. But because you know how to merchandise that stuff, you know how to get people excited about that. You have cute posters, you have cute banners, you have all the visually stimulating stuff. Most of the time, the thing that is keeping you from doing more sales is a little bit of long-term strategy, okay? So I want you all to comment strategy, and I want you to believe with every ounce of your soul that you can anywhere from 2, 3, 4x your overall sales at each event, and then double the amount of sales you're getting week after week after week, month after month, okay? And it's going to be so good, okay? So here's the thing that I know so many people believe is vendor events are expensive. They don't always profit, but I want you to know exactly how to switch that around. And you're like, I know how to make this so successful and so profitable, okay? So you can get way more people into your booth. You can have that booth hopping. You can be the busiest booth there. You can 2x your sales per person, and you can stay in front of people after that, okay? So I'm going to tell you secret number 1. We have 3 secrets to tell you, okay? Comment number 1 if you're ready for secret number 1. Comment, okay? Just comment the word 1, O-N-E, okay? O-N-E. If this is for secret number 1, comment 1, okay? All right, now, I'm going to give you some tips on how to draw people in, okay? Now, here's what I see a lot that makes me just want to give you a big hug and go, come on, let's do this different, okay? I will see a booth, and I will see people sitting in a chair back in the corner, and to make it even worse, they're on their phone. So when people are walking by that booth, right? So they're back there, they're on their phone, people are walking by, they're not making eye contact, they're not talking to people, and they think I'm not being pushy, okay? How many of you just comment P word, if you ever worry that you're being pushy, okay? So here's the thing I want you to know, is there's one thing about not, hey, come over here and buy some. No. We don't want to say that, right? But we definitely want to engage with people, okay? And I'm going to tell you some amazing ways to do this that is really fun. And in the training that we're going to tell you about at the end, you are going to learn how to work with us and get the perfect things to make for your booth, because each one of you are selling something different, okay? So here's the thing. You need stuff that makes people stop, Okay, so I was thinking about this morning. When I teach social media things, I do things that are scroll stopping, right? You got your phone, you're sliding, and it's scroll stopping, right? You actually stop and read it. I want your booth to be stroll stopping, okay? They're with their girlfriend, they're wandering through, they're strolling. I want your booth to go, wait a minute, what's this gal doing? Okay? I want your booth to be stroll stopping, okay? So everybody comment stroll. I want them to stop and look and go, what is she doing? Okay? Stroll stopping, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is, first of all, you're going to get on your feet, okay? Second of all, you're going to smile. And you know what, y'all? This is hard for me. So if you relate to this, I want you to comment relate. My face, if I start watching a movie with my family and I'm sitting on the couch and I'm just like relaxed and I'm just into the movie, I've had my children look at me and go, what's wrong? I don't have a natural smiling face. Have y'all seen the comedian? There's this guy named Ryan Hamilton, and he jokes that he looks like he's from the 50s selling ice cream. Because he does. His face naturally smiles all the time. If I relax, I look more like this. I don't look very enthusiastic or happy, just naturally. Okay? I have to choose. I'm not kidding. I have to choose to turn up the corners of my mouth. In our house, we call it resting bee face. I think y'all know what I mean, okay? But I'm not a natural smiler, okay? If you have to work on your smile too, comment smile if y'all know what I mean, okay? So you've got to, first of all, you got to make eye contact and smile, okay? That alone makes a big difference. Now, when you say it, there's going to be a couple ways that I'm going to have you engage with people. It's a, hi, how you doing? Because that isn't authentic anymore. That doesn't make you stand out. That doesn't make you feel like you're interested in them. So I'm going to give you something way better than, hi, how's it going? Okay? All right. So first of all, you can always engage with people with a fun thing that we call a poll. Okay? And this is something that you all need to have. Now, sometimes it's very easy to have a poll. Some of you have products that people can sample, okay? You might have foods, you might have lotions, you might be able to have candles that people smell. There's all kinds of things where people can sample. Do you have something that people can sample? Even when I say sample, they could even make a sample card, a sample bookmark, a sample, like if you have something that's crafting, sampling is an awesome way to create a poll. So you're going to have like a whiteboard or a chalkboard or something, and you're going to be like, which did you prefer, the strawberry or peach jam? Okay? It can be literally that simple. But as people come by, do you know how much people love to share their 2 cents? Love to share their opinion? Okay? As people come by, we're going to be like, hey, girls, we are asking everybody their opinion on something. Do you have a quick second for us to give us your opinion? People are like, opinion on what? Okay. It makes them curious. It makes them stop. It makes them feel important. Okay. Saying that we're asking for people's opinion is so important. I know most people, as people walk by, if they do make eye contact, they're asking them, hey, have you heard of, and it's the name of your company or the name of your product. But most of the time you're trying to make it about you, and we want to make it about them. Okay. This is really, really important. Everybody comment the word poll, P-O-L-L. Okay. Creating a poll. Now it could be, are you more likely to wear silver or gold? It could be, are you more likely your next vacation, are you more likely to travel international or national? It could be when traveling, do you prefer to travel via car or via plane? It could be when you wear makeup, do you prefer neutral colors or more vibrant colors? I mean, there are 1,000,001 polls that you can do. And some of them you can have things that people have hands-on experience with, tasting, smelling. There's all kinds of senses that we can spark, visually stimulating, smelling, tasting, touching, feeling. You might sell those minky blankets that are, oh, they're so soft, or the clothes are so soft, right? There's all kinds of ways to do this. But asking for people's opinion, I am telling you, will get people to stop without you feeling that P word pushy. Okay. Now, there's that. Okay. But I want to tell you one other thing. And this is something that people kind of, it's really funny as I've gone through my life where I've used it. Okay. When I worked at college, so I went to WSU, to Washington State University. I'm a Crimson Cougar. Okay. Got my degree in economics. And while I was there, I worked at their creamery, okay? And so people would come in and get ice cream. And they thought it was so funny because they're like, Michelle, no matter who comes in, you always manage to start a conversation. Well, they'd come in and they'd ask me for a scoop of, the, seasonal flavor, the pumpkin spice, or the eggnog, or, the strawberry ripple, or whatever it was, right? So I'm scooping and they're watching me. Well, I would much rather be talking to people than just them watching me, right? So I would glance at them, and it would be anything from noticing something on their hat, from noticing a t-shirt they had on, to noticing who they were with. I always found a way to ask a question, okay? And we have an entire resource for you. In fact, I even have cheat sheets, like little cards that you can cut out and just have on your table as little reminders of questions you can ask, okay? But when you see somebody with a really interesting hat, you know how a lot of people wear hats or t-shirts that are from a place they visited, an event they attended. It could be like a success thing. It could be like a race that they participated in, or a fundraiser, right? There's so many stories between hats and shirts, okay? So when I see something like that, I'm like, well, look at that hat. That's really fun. There's got to be a story there. What's the story behind your hat? What's the story behind your t-shirt? Okay. Or you see two ladies together. Okay, y'all are having too much fun. I got to know the story. Are you sisters or friends? The word story, I want you all to comment the word story. The word story is powerful because people love to talk about themselves, okay? So can you see how, whether you do a poll, whether you ask questions, okay? And I know this will take a little bit of practice, okay? Just like I have to practice smiling, you guys. Okay? I don't have natural smiling face, okay? I kind of have the opposite, all right? I am a happy person. The corners of my mouth just don't always go up, okay? But this is so powerful, okay? Everybody comment the word story. This is crazy powerful when you understand that people love it when you show interest in them, okay? It will make them stop. I promise you. It will absolutely make them stop. And then they'll kind of look around your booth, and that will be your opportunity to ask them questions. And this is where you want to learn to ask questions. Like, so if you're doing something with food, you're going to ask questions. So tell me, how many eat dinner at your house every night? Okay. Or tell me, what's your favorite food to eat? Or maybe your health and wellness, and they come through, you stop, you get them talking about their t-shirt, and you're like, okay, I love to ask people, what's their favorite exercise to do? Okay. Or what's the food that's most tempting that you wish was easier to cut out, right? Every single one of you have questions that can launch into your product without talking about yourself, without sounding, the other word we all hate is salesy, the S word, okay? I know y'all hate that S word, right? And this is so cool, okay? I promise you, you can easily double, triple, quadruple the number of people that come into your booth. And here's the other thing I do. Have you ever been to an event where there weren't a lot of people who come to the event and you just kind of have the other vendors to talk to. Okay. Is anybody, what do we want to call that? We're going to just comment the word low attending. Just comment if you've ever had a booth at a low attending event. Okay. Comment the word low. I have got amazing sales, amazing leads, amazing contacts through simply going around and learning how to ask these questions of the other vendors. Okay. If it's low attending, I leave my booth and I go be a shopper myself. Contactor, and I go talk to other booths, and I always make sure I leave with contacts, with sales, with leads. It can totally work when you learn how to ask these questions. Ask them definitely of the other vendors. Okay. Y'all see what I'm saying? This is powerful. Questions are almost always the answer to doing better sales because you get that person talking. They trust you, you know their challenges, and you can help them solve them. Okay? Questions are the key. Okay. Now, if you've just jumped on, make sure you tell us where you're from, tell us what you're selling, and tell us how long you've been in business. Okay? If you haven't yet, make sure you comment #Queen. #Queen is going to get you our 20 images that will help you get more people to your vendor event using your social media platforms. Okay. Comment #Queen for our free images. You're going to be able to access those through a sent share. Okay. And then lastly, if you haven't shared yet, how many shares are we up to, Porter?
Let me do a double check. Last I looked, we were at 33. So
we just have a few more shares to get, and we'll do double the drawings. I'm going to take 2 people and I'm going to do a one-on-one with them. And we're going to talk about your vendor events and what you could do to do these questions, what you could do personally. Okay. So hit the share button. Make sure you comment #revolution after you've shared. Okay. So did you get secret number 1? Are you ready to ask more questions? Are you ready to draw more people in? Okay. Comment attendees. Okay, attendees. You're going to get more attendees into your booth. All right. Okay, so the next thing is secret number 2. So comment 2 for secret number 2. Okay. You guys, you are going to love this. I'm so excited to tell you this example. Okay. So this is all about how to get people to buy more per person. Okay. So they come into your booth, they're buying stuff, and we're going to get a lot more people to buy your product. We're going to get people to buy a lot more of your products per person. Okay. So there's a word for this. And you guys, this is going to be so exciting. You're going to be like, wow. Okay. I'm so excited to share this with you. Okay. So comment 2 if you're ready for secret number 2. Okay. Because I want to make sure you know how to sell more per person. All right. Okay. You guys, this is so fun. So this is what we call monetizing. Okay. And a lot of people, it's so interesting when we monetize how different things go. Okay. Monetizing is incredibly powerful. Okay. Monetizing is about how to get people to spend more per person. Okay. So when I talk about that, I'm just going to tell you a quick story. Okay. So there was a gal I met that had a booth that I was working with. And oh my gosh, this was so cool. She had these products she was making. She was making things with fabric. They were anything from the warmies that you put under a bowl, when you microwave it and your bowl gets hot. So she was doing these little cozies that went on the bottom of these bowls that were hot. She was doing stuff that were made it so your towels would hang and stay on the either your refrigerator or the bar on your oven. She had all these little handmade goods, sewn products, okay? And she would take the scraps. So she wasn't putting a lot of, it didn't cost her a lot, but she was making all these items for Elf on the Shelf. Okay. So if y'all know what I'm talking about, what Elf on the Shelf is, just comment Elf. So she would take the leftovers of those, because a lot of these products she was making were seasonal. So they would have like Christmas themes, they'd have fall themes and Easter themes, and I mean, all kinds of different things. So she was making these Elf on the Shelf products, like little aprons and little hats and little scarves and all kinds of things out of these scraps. So it wasn't costing her hardly anything at all to make those, okay? So that was the first thing she was doing. But she was selling them one at a time, okay? So it was like $3 or $4 for one of these. And plus her little cozies and stuff, she was also selling per piece, okay? And I was like, look, this is so super, super easy to increase your sales. If you said, buy 4 Shelf on the Elf products and get one free, you'd have people go from selling, buying 2 to 3 to buying 4, and it didn't cost you hardly anything because it just cost you a little bit of time. It didn't cost you much in supplies. Super easy to give a 5th one away for free, okay? Or the cozies, right? Don't sell one at a time. Sell, say, hey, if you buy 4, you get it, So if it was $5 a cozy, and she said buy 4 cozies for $18, or buy 8 cozies for $33, okay? She's making a lot more, okay? Now, the other way to do this also, you guys, this is so important. Let me give you one more example. So another client I have, she actually sells crafting classes, okay? And every month she puts out her crafting schedule, her class, and she's like, come join us at our, crafting events, at our crafting classes. And I said, now, why are you promoting these just month after month after month? What if we started selling these for 3 months in a row? So that she saved $5 when they bought 3 classes. So for July, August, September, or for, October, November, December, something like that, okay? Because then all that time she was using promoting, she didn't have to keep promoting every month because she already had them pre-sold, because she's doing this quarterly instead of every single month. It saves you a ton of time, okay? So when you can so there's all kinds of ways. Like I said, monetizing, there's ways to bundle, there's ways to get subscriptions, there's ways to do things like loyalty cards, where people you could do a loyalty card. So if you're going to the same place every single month or every single week, you might have a loyalty card. After they come down to that farmer's market 6 times, they get a free goodie after 6 visits. Or maybe they've traveled around and seen you at different locations. Maybe they've come to 4 locations, or maybe you do it by number of items they've bought, okay? You also can do things like upsells. You should always have some quick $5, $10 upsells that are right around where they're checking out, okay? There are so many ways to monetize in a way. Now, I know this question always comes up. There's paparazzi who's like, but I can't give a discount. Guess what? When you put sets of 3 together and it says $24, because 3 times 8 is 24, they think that's a discount, because all of us kind of think in quarters, right? We always think that 25 cents, that 1/4 of $100, okay? When you put 3 for 24, most people won't stop and go, oh, that's 3 times 8. I'm not saving anything. But you put 3 pieces together that they didn't have to think through, that they didn't have to go find different ones. Or you can do mystery bags, okay? You guys, I promise you, no matter what you sell, no matter what your stipulations are around if you have much control over the pricing or not, there are always ways to encourage more sales, to bundle, to give people incentives to buy more, to see you at different events. every single one of you can increase your sales by monetizing differently, by monetizing wisely. Okay, are y'all with me on that? Comment the word monetize if you feel what I'm saying, because this is extremely important. It is extremely powerful, okay? Monetizing is a big, big, big one. Okay, y'all with me on this? Okay, all right, so that's the second thing I want to help you with. So we get more people in, we're going to have better monetizing and sell more per person. Okay, can you feel that? So that alone is either going to 2, 3, or 4x your total sales right there at the event. Okay, now the last thing, so are you guys ready for secret number 3? Comment 3 if you guys are ready for secret number 3. Okay, you guys, this is so, so powerful. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how to explain the power behind this. Okay, so the next thing I want you to understand is how to get sales after the event. Okay, now no matter if you want to get sales and you beat people to like sell, pick up on Wednesday afternoons, especially if like it's baked goods and they can't, sit for a long time, or you're willing to ship things out, or you just want to make sure your customers are coming to the next event. All 3 of those are up for grab. Okay, so let me repeat that one more time. Rather, you want to have a day, like there was this company that I was talking to that sold honey. And people love this honey and they were really dedicated to it, but it would really be a pain in the butt to ship. And I'm like, that's no problem. Have on a day, because they were only doing vendor events maybe once or twice a month. There's going to be times people want it to give it as a gift, or they run out, or all kinds of things, right? They also, because they were like, did you know that like bees, like the honey will look and taste different? I know there was somebody that sold honey here. But depending on if they were doing sunflowers or clover or fruit trees, the honey has a little bit of a different taste and different color. So they can also have what we kind of call limited time products, okay? And you can always make limited edition products for seasons and those kind of things. The other reason, I love this. The other reason I love to help people get people to buy stuff in between vendor events are for gifts. Okay, so you may have a product that people love and it may not be consumable. It's like, well, I only need so many air fryers. I only need so many, there are certain things you're not going to buy 6 of. Okay. But they may really be excited about the idea of buying that for a Mother's Day gift, buying that for a housewarming gift, buying that for a Christmas gift. Okay. So do you see what I'm saying? There are so many different opportunities and reasons to get people to buy outside of your vendor event. Okay. You've stayed in front of them. So here's the thing. Okay. So let's take this. So like I said, it doesn't matter if you want to do it and they all meet you one day in one place, if you have mostly local customers, or if you want to figure out the best way to ship it, or you just want to make sure they know where your next event is. What if you were to get people pre-purchasing before your next event and people showed up and picked up the stuff that they ordered in advance? What if your event was paid for before you even showed up because you had attracted so many pre-sales? Okay, comment the word pre-sale if you guys are like, if you're like tingling with ideas. Okay, comment pre-sale, because this is so powerful. All right, so let me tell you what we teach you to do to make this happen. Okay, so there's 2 very important things that we have to do. One, we have to collect their contact information. Okay, and what I mean by that is 90% of the time that's going to be an email address. We also love to get them following your social media platforms, but that's not a guarantee that they're going to see your post, okay? And we have really good ideas for posts. But email, that one is guaranteed to get delivered to them, okay? So first of all, we got to have a way to collect their email address. And we're going to make this super easy for you, okay? One of the things we have are scan codes. So you know when there's like a little barcode and you open your phone and you open the camera and you hold it up and it scans it and it pops up a website, okay? We're going to help you with that. And you can do anything from a link tree. You can do things from a page that pops up that asks for their name and email address. There's a lot of different ways to then collect their information, okay? So we're going to teach you how to do scan codes. Now, you might do it for a giveaway. You might do it for a digital product. That could be like recipes for summer salads if you're a foodie. It could be my 10 top things for kids to do outside of being on their device. It could be my 10 top ways to use honey. It could be my 10 best tips on keeping your skin healthy in the summer. It can be all kinds of stuff, okay? So Kimberly, I might have some good ideas to help you with that, okay? So it can sometimes be about the wording. It can sometimes be about the frequency and how many times you remind them. It could be about the perks to why getting pre-sales would benefit them. There's a lot of different avenues that you can try with that, Kimberly. And everything's some trial and error, and I can't remember what you're selling, but you'd be surprised. Like, there's some really cool things you can do with this, okay? Oh, okay. So, Dolly, okay, you guys are making some very important points, and I appreciate you bringing these things up. Okay, Dolly says, I collected info at events. I have sent emails to them. They never responded. Okay, so Dolly, okay, so give me 2 seconds, Dolly, okay? So when you have this scan code, first of all, you got to have a reason for them to give you their contact information, okay? And we have a lot of clever ways and reasons for them to do that. Like I said, there's ways to do giveaways. There's ways to do free digital products, all kinds of things, because we want to make sure we're collecting email addresses of both people who purchase and people who are interested. But there's a lot of booths. And sometimes the disposable income they mentally come with, I have $50 to spend today. Maybe they spend it in another booth. They were very interested in yours, but they just didn't have the disposable income for yours, okay? So we want to make sure you always have a way to stay in front of people, whether they purchased or not, if they had some interest. Okay, are y'all with me on that? So comment 2X, because we have 2 goals behind doing this, both customers and potential customers. Okay, now, Dolly, with regards to emails, okay? So sometimes you send out emails and it may just go like to your website or give them an opportunity to buy again. If you have some keywords that give them a reason to respond, if you have some very important subject lines that help to get people to open the emails, when the emails are also written in a way where there's some humor, where there's some consistency, where there's some sense of urgency, there are some key strategies that make your email have a better success rate. Okay? That's awesome that you do price slips, Rochelle, sorry. We have a way to make it so when you do the scan code, it will instantly upload and you don't have to sit and type those all out. So we want to help you with some automation and save some time. Okay? You're doing some online giveaway right now and it's slowly... Oh, so Kimberly, those are all things when you do our training that we can look at what you're doing and find some strategies to help you with that. Okay? All right. So when we collect their information, first of all, we, and we're going to encourage them also to follow you on social media. Okay? So we have pre-written for you all kinds of emails and all kinds of social media posts. And let me tell you a quick success story. So we have a gal we work with. Her name is Barb, and she's with Stamping Up. And she has been collecting email addresses for a long time. And she sends out emails, and she had some success. But the way we create emails, there is a way to do a series. So you got to do more than one email. And I promise you, it is done in a way that makes people smile, makes them want to hear from you. It's not salesy, it's not pushy, but at the same time, it creates a sense of urgency, makes it fun, and gets people buying, okay? And so what we do, this is so fun, you guys. So we helped her rewrite all her emails, and she started getting sales from people who met her from the first time, people that would go to the website and spend like over $100. She has repeat sales, people who bought before. When she has a new product release, she has way more sales than she ever has before. And this gal's been doing Stamping Up for 30 years, earning the trips. She does some things right, but the way we did our emails got her a lot more success than what she was getting with the way she wrote her emails. Sometimes it has to do with how many links you put in it, how many images, your subject line. There's a lot of things, just like a social media post, that will make it so people are more likely to engage, click, and buy, okay? So there are strategies behind these things that are going to help you have a lot more confidence and just see some amazing results. So it's a strategy, my friends. I want you all to comment strategy on every single one of these things. This is about connecting with people. It's about being very authentic and making it so that you're serving people really well, but also making sure people are actually clicking and buying. So your consistency, your confidence, your strategies, your caring about people, all of that is going to shine through the content you put out there, through the introduction, the way you start talking to people about their hat, their t-shirts. All those things are going to add up, and you're going to see some amazing overall sales. Okay, are y'all with me on this? Okay. All right, so those are our 3 secrets that we're going to share with you today, but we have even more content in our in our training than just that. Okay? All right, so you guys, if you like any of these 3 ideas and you're like, this needs to be implemented in my business, let's see, I did a giveaway. Gotcha, Jennifer. Okay, that's something we can totally help you with in our training. And we're talking about giveaways with regards to the booth and the event. So, we might do some things differently online than we do necessarily on social media. Okay. So those are some things we can definitely brainstorm about. Okay. And we want to maximize your time. Okay. If you are feeling like, yes, okay, some of these strategies have got to be added into my vendor experience. Okay. What we want to do, we're a whole bunch of really awesome workbooks to help you strategize your business. Okay. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. Okay. So it's time. You're going to comment #link, LINK, #link. Okay. If you know that some of these strategies need to be implemented into your business, into your vendor events, okay? I know that when that vendor event, it may only cost $100. It may cost $200. Some events cost $500. When you've put in a couple days, a lot of the vendor events are at least a weekend, at least 2 days, sometimes 3 days. I have had people do vendor events for like 10 days at a state fair. Okay. I know you're investing time, you're investing money, and then you pay for things like shelving, you print things off, you make signs. This is an investment. Like vendor events are investments. So if you're going to put that much money and time in it, let's make sure your strategies are set solid So you give yourself a raise, okay? I want you all to comment the word raise, okay? If you're like, I want a raise, well, comment actually #link. I know how to help you get a raise. I know how to help you make a lot more money per hour that you're in your booth, the hours that it took you to plan your booth, set up your booth, prepare for your booth, pack for your booth, break down for your booth, take your booth home and like unload it, okay? All of that. I want to help you make a lot more money per hour, okay? That is my solid, like promised you my goal. My whole goal is to help you make so much more money per hour, okay? The time and effort and energy, and then also time away from your family, all those things are major investments. So I want to help you do the part that you're not an expert in. You're an expert in the amazing, beautiful, natural skincare that you make. You're an expert in the classes and the courses that you do. You're an expert in the recipes and the cooking and the things that you make, okay? Those are all your expertise, okay? I want to shorten the amount of time it takes you to learn how to do the business part of it, the strategy part of it, so you can spend more time doing the part that you love, which is creating those products, creating the cards, the crafting, like all the amazing things that you do, okay? So let me tell you what we're going to give you, okay? So first of all, you're going to get the series of trainings. We've got the most amazing training, okay? So first of all, we're going to help you create amazing, it's called Booth Magnet Method, okay? How to draw people in. We're going to help you figure out polls. We're going to help you figure out things that people can experience hands-on. We're going to help you get more comfortable with talking to people just as they're walking by, okay? Your booth magnet method, and literally I have little cards for you to print off. You can have them there, kind of little cheat sheets in your booth. You can glance, look at your favorite questions. Like, they're so cool, okay? So magnet, if you guys know you need to become better magnets, comment magnet, okay? That's the first part of it, and that's a $297 value. Okay. The next part is monetizing. Okay. We want to make sure that you are monetizing the things in your booth, that you are selling twice as much per customer. Okay. That instead of buying one candle, instead of buying one bottle of lotion, instead of buying one pair of earrings, they're walking out with 2, 3, 4, maybe 10 of those, based on the way that you're monetizing it, putting it in bundles, putting it in packages, putting things together for gift ideas, okay? We want to make sure you are 2xing at a minimum, you're 2xing your sales per person, okay? So if you know you need to 2x your sales per person, comment 2x, okay? That right there is a $397 value, helping you with that, okay? The next thing is we want to help you with your follow-up after, okay? So first of all, we're going to help you come up with either a digital thing that everybody can download. You know, they scan it, they all walk home with something, or your best option for a giveaway. I personally believe in gift certificates. If they don't use it, you're not out any money, and usually if you give them $25 gift certificate, they'll want something that's $50 and they'll spend some money and you make some money. Okay, so we have all kinds of strategies for that. And then how to stay in front of them. I have 100 posts for you. We're going to have over 25 pre-written emails for you. We're going to have all kinds of things that are going to shorten the learning curve, make it super easy for you to do this. And that is over a $497 value. Okay. Then we're going to help you focus on how to get people to your booth. Okay. If it's the first time doing a booth, we're going to help you get your friends and family. If you've done booths before, have customers, we're going to help you get your friends, family, and past customers. We're going to help you use your social media platforms correctly. We're going to help you use your email list correctly. We're going to get people coming to booths, and we actually separate it into 2 different types of booths. If you're going to the same place every single week versus you're going to different places, different times of the year, we have different ways to word that and to maximize that, okay? That is such a huge value and help you get some pre-sales, okay? That's a $497 value. And then the last training that we have in there, it's so cool. We call it a worth it event calculator. So we have you put down like your sales goals, your expenses, what you need to sell. We help you do the math and really make good decisions, because sometimes there's a booth that you just shouldn't do. It's not worth it to you. But there's 2 things that we do. 1, we help you figure out how much you want to make, what you'd have to do to do it. But 2, we help you figure out how do we keep selling to that person for 3 months. We want that one customer to be many purchases, okay? Many purchases. And all of these things really add up, okay? And then lastly, you're going to have Zoom calls with us quarterly. So we're in over a year. We're going to have 4 2-hour phone calls, or not phone calls, Zoom calls. So we can see your face, hear your voice. And we want to help you customize what you're doing, okay? We're going to walk with you. So you have summer ideas, you have ideas going into the Christmas holiday, you have ideas for your winter. You guys, I bet a lot of you do wedding and booth events, right? And then you also have stuff for spring, okay? So you're going to meet with us quarterly for 2 hours, and you get to come to what's called our content creation. You're going to get to come and help you create those things that you need most. Anything from what you're going to do for a digital product or what you're going to do for social media post. Okay. So much fun. Okay. So let me spin this around and make sure you've commented #link. #link. Okay. So no matter which page you're watching from. Okay. So all of these things, you're going to get the Worth It calendar or event calculator. You're going to get the magnet method. You're going to get the monetizing the booth system. You're going to get the after event sales follow-up formula. You're going to get the pre-event promotion plan. You're going to get bonuses. You're going to get to meet with us quarterly, and you're going to get hundreds of posts and emails pre-written for you. Okay. Now, this is almost a $3,000 value, but today it's only $397 for you, okay? And there are payment options, okay? So normally it's, like I said, the value is almost $3,000, but you're getting it for only $397, okay? And this is our first time doing this class. This will be the least cost it will ever be at, okay? And we have some awesome bonuses for the first 5 people who sign up, okay? Amazing bonuses for the first 5 people who sign up. All right. And if you need help setting up an email system, when you go in and you get the $397 program, the vendor profit system, you're going to see there that there's what's called our email accelerator program. You get it for half price today. We will help you set up an email system. We will help you write your first 10 emails. We will help you get that email address that you need to send it from a business if you don't already have that. The email system is amazing, okay? And you get it for half price today when you bundle it with this. So you want to comment #link, okay? Then you go to your messenger. You're going to see that there. You're going to click on the link. You're going to open it. And you click the link so it adds the email accelerator to it. And then you're going to hit next. Well, actually, sorry. you put in your information. It's not going to ask for your credit card yet, okay? You're just going to put in your contact information, email, phone number, whatnot, and you go to the next page. Then you're going to see many payment options. You're going to see anything from PayPal, credit card, then you're going to see Afterpay, you're going to see Klarna, all those kind of things. So here's the thing. It's $3.97, but you don't have to pay $3.97. Donna, try that one more time. Hashtag link, love. Hashtag link, okay? And so there are payment options for this, okay? There are payment options for this so that it makes it much, much easier. You guys, I know that there are booths out there that y'all are spending $400 on, okay? I know that if you might do 4 events in a year and it costs $400, okay? This is going to be major ROI. What do we mean by ROI? Return on investment, okay? When you get these things set up, when you have that scan code done and people can use it for every event, when you have better monetizing and you use it for booth after booth, you're going to sell a lot more. When you have an email system set up that as soon as they scan that, put their email in, they're going to get an email while they're standing there. You don't have to wait to get home to put in that information, and you can't read it all. There's always some that you don't get in right because you can't read it and it bounces, right? There's so many things about this. It's going to save you time, is going to make you a ton more money, is going to have you drawing people in constantly to your booths. Like, it is such a win-win-win situation. I can't even begin to tell you how many ways you're going to make a lot more money. I mean, a lot more money, okay? It's just so, so exciting. And then there's one other thing you can add. We will custom write 6 sets of emails for you. So what I mean by that is you kind of need a different set to send out during the summer, different set to send out for fall products, different set to send out for holiday products, different set. So we want to make sure you have customized emails. I'm telling you, when you write them in the way we write them, everyone we've worked with has increased their sales because of the ways and the strategies we know behind emails. The subject line is important. The first line of the email is important. How it reads and makes you want to keep reading is important. The call to action and how we make it, we create a sense of urgency and we make it fun and funny. All those things, and how we get it to deliver to the regular inbox and not to the promotion box, let alone to spam. All those things that we do make it so those emails have a much higher success rate, much higher rate of sales. Like, it's amazing how well it works. Okay. So you want to jump in, comment hashtag link. When you go there, you're going to click on that link. You're going to go down, flip the switch so that you're getting the email accelerator. If you don't have an email system currently, you're going to go to that next, you're going to put in your contact information, go to the next page and scroll down. You will see several payment options there. Okay. Several payment options there. All right. So you've got Klarna, you've got Afterpay. There's all kinds of ways where you can break this up into payments. So as you do a booth, you make more sales, you pay for it. Then you have another, then you do another booth and it pays for the next payment. Then you have another booth pay. So you can slowly pay this over time as you're doing these events, as you're adding these strategies. It's just going to be smart, easier, save time, make a lot more money. It's just going to be a win. Okay. Now remember, those bonuses come to the first 5 people who get signed up. Okay. You're going to get all of the coaching that comes with it. Okay. The first 5 people get the bonuses. You're going to get the coaching quarterly to help you customize, because you want to have a different pull in the summer than you usually do in the winter, okay? Because they're buying, right now they buy more for themselves. In the winter, they buy more for gifts. Then in spring, it changes. People have their own personal goals they're working on. There's all kinds of reasons and things to change that for, okay? You want to have customized emails. You want to have customized posts, okay? All those things. So you want to make sure you're coming to those quarterly training events. And they're 2 hours on Zoom. You get to ask me whatever question you want. We can do a breakout room. Porter's there too. We're going to really be hands-on helping you, okay? Then you're also going to get hundreds of emails about 25 emails and hundreds of posts, 100 posts that are all pre-written for you to use and get people to your events, okay? So it's, what was the value of that? Hang on one second. So you're going to get $800 in bonuses when you're one of the first 5 to sign up, okay? Elizabeth, am I still live?
Yeah, I see you live.
Do you still see me, Elizabeth? Let me know if you still see me, love. Okay, now I want to know, what was your biggest aha today? Okay, what was the thing that you're like, oh, I need that in my business? Okay, you guys, this is going to be so exciting. All right, Kimberly. Hey, Sydney, how are you? I read Kimberly and Sydney, and I made a new name. I disappeared. Oh, no. Okay, so hashtag link. I am live. I definitely am live, Patty. Hashtag link, okay? And you're going to go and you're going to click on that. And remember, the first 5 people who get signed up today, okay? Super, super important. The first 5 people who get signed up today, they're going to get the $800 in bonuses. You get to come work with me. You're going to get all kinds. Oh my gosh, you guys, my posts are so good, okay? They really, really work well. Our emails work amazing. We have so much more in sales because of our emails, okay? Oh, amazing, Sydney. That's so good to hear. That's awesome. Okay, so make sure that you go over there. Now, I want to hear your aha moment. And I also want to know if you're going, is this a good fit for me? Okay. Is this really going to help my product line? Is this really going to help me in my booth? Will it really make that much of a difference? Will it really profit me? Okay. So comment hashtag fit if you're pondering, if you're wondering, if you're like, okay, some of these ideas are good ideas. I'm not sure it's going to help that much. Comment hashtag fit and then what you sell. Make sure that's all in the same message or comment. Hashtag fit and what you sell. And then what I'll do is I'll give you some suggestions and some ideas of what I would do for your product line. So you see that no matter what you sell, I can help you monetize it. I can help you create content that will get people coming back and buying. One of the biggest things is when they love your product, you got to make sure they know how to obtain your product for gifts, okay? And depending on what you sell, sometimes that can be kind of tricky, okay? Well, thank you, Rochelle. I'm so grateful that you love this, okay? I know that when you implement these things, you will have so much more in sales. Those events, those are really energy, time, money. They demand a lot from you. And so if you're going to go do it anyway, let's maximize how much you sell. Okay. You're investing already. You're investing a lot of time and money. Let's invest in yourself, invest in your skills, invest in what it is that the area, like, you may be very good at making incredible skincare. That doesn't necessarily make you an instant business person, right? Those things take some practice. You did this research into making amazing cookies. You did this research into making amazing classes. You did this research into like all the things you do. And then there's the business skills. And sometimes it's not as fun as the things that you're doing. So I want to, one, make it more fun because you're doing it with other people who have their skin in the game and they're shooting for their own goals. And two, you're working with us and we're going to help you to do the things that maximize your time the most. If you're going to have to slow down and do some business stuff, let's do it with someone who has proven methods, who has done this with other products, who has been there for years doing this. Let's help you do it in a way that really, really will quickly get you some results. Okay? Oh, a mystery bag. I love that. Okay? You guys, there's so many ways that you can maximize your sales. Okay? So, if you have any questions at all, okay, I want you to comment #fit. Let me know what your questions are, okay? Because I completely understand. You ponder on doing different events. You ponder on all kinds of things when it comes to this. You're pondering on, is this really, like you ponder, is this event really going to help me sell a lot? I want you to ponder on, would getting some extra training, some extra business skills help you sell more at those events, okay? Because I'm telling you, I can walk along with you and assist you. And I walk through those vendor events and I'm always surprised at the people who don't have something to stop people, stop people and get them engaged. Hardly anybody is standing up and talking to people. They're sitting in the back of their booth. People aren't having good ways to monetize the things that they're selling. There's not fun bundles and stuff. They don't have a good way to stay in front of them and get back and sell again. These are all things you're going to stand out. They're going to come back to the event and look for you again. We want to make sure that you build incredible, strong connections with people so they are looking for your events. They're looking for your emails. They're looking for your social media posts because they love you. They love your product. They love what you do for them. It is such a win-win-win situation. You're going to love how this feels and how just doing a few little extras to get ready before your booth will make a huge difference in your overall sales. Cool, Teresa. Okay, awesome. So the sales after, I'm so glad you're engaging people. Can you remind me what you sell, Teresa?
Do you see Jennifer's comment?
Mm-mm.
She's the one, she does like the entertainment and, okay, what I'm seeing is like mascot stuff and some stuff like that at the vendor events. So she's saying, I think I need more of a one-on-one brainstorm session. A lot doesn't seem to apply, and others I already implement because I naturally stand out. Right? She's the mascot and doing kind of entertainment stuff.
Okay, so Jennifer, your entertainment stuff, let me tell you a few ideas on what I would suggest you do. Okay, so first of all, you want to create an email list, and let me tell you why, okay? Because your service is not some, it's not like skincare, people have to eat every day, they wash their face now and then, maybe not every day, but, they're caring about their body, their skin on a regular basis, but they're not necessarily hosting an event on a regular basis, okay? So first of all, what I would suggest to you, okay, is that you create a really cool digital download that has tips, my best tips on creating an event that people walk away going, that was the funnest thing I've ever been to. Okay. So it makes people go, I want to be that person that people are talking about that say, that's the funnest thing I've ever been to. Okay. Oh, okay. Teresa, I see your comment. Give me just 1 second and I'm going to reply to that. So first of all, when you create a fun list of here are things that make an event memorable, and you are one of the reasons it's memorable, okay? But then you're going to include things like food and comfort and invitations and all kinds of stuff, okay? So you're going to put this list together that people can download. Because when people come through, they may be like, I want to remember Jennifer. I'm not sure when I'd be using her, or I have this event I do in 6 months, or something like that, okay? Now, the other thing you can do is when you do the scan code and you offer this digital thing, you can have what's called radio buttons. Radio buttons is when you say, which of these things would you be most interested in, right? And it's like a birthday party, an event, a corporate event, a family event, something like that, right? And they could click on that button and then you can kind of separate them. But what you want to do then, after you give people this digital product, is you want to stay in front of them with emails, okay? So you're going to have tips on having a best 4th of July event. Okay, I know that's a little short notice to do that one, but you see what I'm saying because it's coming up. You would have tips on having the best back to school, end of summer event. You'd have tips on how to have the best Halloween event, okay? And as you're putting this out there, and you say, and I'm one of the things, like in that email, you're definitely going to suggest yourself as one of the ways that makes it better. Okay. This is so powerful. Okay. So we love clients like you. So rather it's like someone who does detailing for a car, someone who, actually sells cars is a better example, or someone who sells houses, or someone who's dentistry. Like, you have these things that people only do once a year, once every couple years, right? You've got to have clever ways to stay in front of people. So when it is their time to have an event, you are the first person they look to. Okay. So the kind of content you post when you've done an event, you're going to do all kinds of really cool content that then get people to engage with you. Okay. They just want me to come to their event for free. Oh, girlfriend, I can totally help you with that. No, that's okay. Sweetie, just because you're giving tips doesn't mean you have to be the party planner. Okay? No. You don't have to be a party planner just because you're giving those tips. A lot of people sell jewelry, but they give fashion tips, but they're not a stylist. They're still just selling jewelry. That's okay. All right? And there's a lot of ways to increase the value of what you do, to get them to understand the value of what you do. You know, your time is money. Your time is always money. Okay, so we can definitely help you to show them why you're valuable, how it makes their event better. Those are things that you totally can do. And the other thing is you might get sponsors, and when you're at that event, you might have something on where it even has like the sponsor name, like on somewhere on your, the thing that you're wearing. That could be another way to make money. There's all kinds of ways to do this. Okay. I mean, all kinds of ways. Do you kind of see what I'm saying? Let me know. I'm going to brainstorm with Teresa for just a second. You let me know which of these ideas are kind of like hitting home. Okay, so Teresa, nutrient dense drink, flavor for water. Okay, so Teresa, nutrient dense. Okay, tell me if this is mostly, okay, so nutrient dense can be anything from just vitamins in general. Okay, so just so you know, let me just tell you a teeny bit about me. I have some supplements I take from Brain ND that I love, and I love my vitamin B. I love my, like, I have this series of things that I'm like, if I don't take this stuff, I'm not as nice a person. I don't function as well. I don't sleep as well. Like, I'm a big believer in supplementing my own health. Okay. So when I say this, I'm saying this from experience. Okay. And so your nutrient dense drink. So can you tell me just a teeny bit more? Like, is this more for energy? Is this more for like gut health? Is it more like probiotics? Is it protein? Okay, totally understand. It's for a large group of people. What is the biggest? I'm gonna guess there's a lot to do with gut health. There usually is, on stuff like that, and then also energy. So maybe even a mix of probiotics and B. But you kind of see what I'm saying. Like, I get like the overall power behind it, okay? Or why it's beneficial. So here's the thing. In your booths, so first of all, you want to make sure you have either a giveaway, but your product is something that's more of a need than a want. I feel like giveaways work better when it's a want. Like it's a trip, or it's craft supplies, or it's like a gift card to a favorite restaurant or something like that. You could even do something like that, like a local restaurant. See if they'd even give it away to you, and you're promoting their business while you're, doing your thing. So it could be something like that, okay? Or you can have my 10 favorite snacks that are both kid and husband friendly or something like that. And they'll actually eat, okay? So you could have something like that, okay? Or my 10 best tips for reducing cravings of sugar. Okay, so there's a couple different things you can try to see which one gets people kind of more motivated and more excited. Okay, do you kind of see what I'm saying, Teresa? So first of all, we want to build an email list, okay? Second of all, you want to have some sort of poll that talks. So here's one of the things I love to talk to women about is okay. So that's fun that you say that. So Teresa, Porter, okay, I just take pictures and chase him around and cheer loud. Porter is a triathlete, okay? And we are constantly saving reels on anything from really good carbo sources, because he does like sometimes anywhere from an hour to sometimes 3, 4, even if it's a Saturday in a really long bike ride, it might be many hour workout. Like if he does an all day Saturday ride for 100 miles, it might be 6 to 8 hours. Okay. So we totally get the Gatorade, the Propel, like we get why, that kind of stuff, hydration and electrolytes and all that's important. Like it's literally something that Porter's always working on. Okay. So, that's fun that you say that. Okay. So with that being said, okay, knowing that we know a little bit about that, right? So that's where one of my favorite polls to ask women is, who are you taking care of in your life? Okay. Kind of reveals the stage of life they're in. Are they taking care of children? Are they taking care of parents? Are they taking care of a spouse? Are they taking care of like an aunt and uncle? Are we taking care of that kind of thing? Okay. Oh, nice with monk fruit. Very cool. Nice on getting the email list. Okay. So here's the thing. One, you definitely have got to get to the point where you can do either kind of group training for people where they come together and they all like brainstorm. There's something about the momentum of multiple people who need this kind of talking together and they're all getting each other excited. Okay. That could be reels. That could be a webinar. There could be all kinds of stuff like that. Okay. You also want to do some one-on-ones. So here's the thing, like, I would bet when I said Porter's a triathlete, he does long bike rides, he swims, he bikes, he does half Ironmans, right? your brain probably started going, ooh, this would help him with this, and this would help him with this, right? Your brain probably turned on, like fire sparked, right? Comment fire if you see what I'm saying. And so your brain started like, oh, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this, right? So that's the thing. You want to put stuff in your emails is like, hey, which one of these describe you? And they reply back, and then you offer a one-on-one with them, okay? If this is something that they're buying over and over, one of the things that's really cool about this, yes, the email, we like Flowdesk. We like Flowdesk. You do a lot of one-on-ones. Okay. And I'm curious, Teresa, what is your closing rate? If you have 10 people that you talk to, how many of the 10 do you usually close? How many of them buy? So one of the things you would do are what we call email series, okay? So we would love to help you create email series where in the summer it's like, this is one of the hottest weeks of the year. Here are 10 tips for hydrating well, okay? And of course, your product's going to be one of them, right? You'd have things like in the fall, going back to school. Like my daughter, comes home from school. She's 17. She goes to high school almost every day. She comes home and she's like, I didn't pee all day. Okay? Like helping kids keep their brains going because of the nutrients they're putting in, through the day. It might be in their water bottle before they leave for school. And she leaves really early and she has band and she's drinking water and stuff. But there's those kind of things that you need. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying? So it could be then back to school. Then it could be fall and winter tips. There's always tips to how your product is valuable and how it's used. Okay. None of them follow you after the event. You need email series. Well, we can definitely help you with that. Okay. When you say none of them follow you after the event. So, my biggest, which is there's a training on this that we can help you with this, but you need to get them following you while they're right there in your booth. And there's some ways to do that. There's some incentives you can give. Okay. Nice. That's awesome, Teresa. Fantastic. Yes. Okay. So we can definitely help you with all kinds of email series. Do you mind? I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to have Porter send you a message, Teresa. I think we should chat on Zoom because it sounds like you have a few things going and a few things we have that we haven't talked about that I don't just tell everybody because it depends on where they're at in their life. My Thrive link does not work.
What?
Okay, let us see what we can do there. Can you give me more details when you say it doesn't work? What's happening or not happening? When you click on it, does it give you an error? Yeah, emailing them afterwards, Teresa, you're going to have a low rate of people following you. But it's what you do while you're in the booth. There's some ways to get you to follow you. And here's the thing. Following you on social media doesn't show your content to everybody as well as it used to. Email is really your better way, but it's good to have multiple ways to stay in front of them. We call that omnipresent. So those are some things, right? So when you do one-on-ones, if you do 10 one-on-ones, well, the page you're looking for doesn't exist. Okay. Is anyone else having a problem with their Thrive link? Comment the word, or with the link to sign up. Just comment me, M-E, and we're going to send you a private message and get that to you. So Teresa, we're going to send you a message and we're going to schedule a time to meet with you if that's okay.
Okay.
Is the product that you sell, does the company say you can't use social media? I definitely have good ways to create curiosity, from just like how many hours a night do you sleep to what's your favorite sport you do, to there's all kinds of ways to find people who would be a good fit for without saying I sell something. We can totally help you there. Okay, awesome. All right, comment me if you're having any challenges with that link. It does look like we're having a few little challenges. Anyone who commented link, we're gonna send you the right link. All right, guys, comment fit if you're wondering if this is a good fit. And thank you so much for joining us. You guys, I love, love, love talking to you about your businesses. I love helping you take that thing you're really, really good at and maximizing it. You guys, I'm so, so excited to see you take your business to a whole new level, to make more money when you are doing your thing. It's going to be amazing. So you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.